Hey guys, so my topic today is communication because very often we suffer because of the assumptions that we make of other people and that we take things personally. So, has this ever happened to you? Have you ever, maybe told somebody something, confided in someone saying, like, oh, I need this from you, or can you help me do this, or whatever it was that you communicated with that person, and either they didn't hear it, they didn't want to hear it, they didn't acknowledge it, or maybe they did it, but then eventually they stopped doing this thing for you. And then you take it personally, like they're doing something to you. Like, if this person knows me and loves me so much, they should just know. We make these assumptions that people just know what it is that we're thinking, and they absolutely don't. Only you know that. Only you know the thoughts that go through your head. So one thing that happens is when we take these things personally and we make these assumptions like, okay, I tried to talk to this person, they sounded really distracted, I don't think that they wanted to listen to me. And when we take that in and we take it really personally and we make it about us and we start thinking things like, maybe they don't love me, maybe they don't care, maybe they're too busy, maybe I'm burdening them with whatever it is, whatever my needs are, and we start making all of these negative thoughts about ourselves, all from an interaction that we had with someone. So we need to ask ourselves, did we communicate clearly? Yes. Did we dance around things? Did we assume that they would know more than what we told them? Now, if that's the case, it's on you. That communication needs to be clear. But even still, even if you were absolutely precise and you said exactly what it is that you needed from this person, and maybe they didn't respond how you wanted them to, or they were, not even really paying attention to you, and you take it personally, you got to remember they're living their own life and they are the center of their world. You are the center of yours. And you assume that everybody around you that loves you should know what you're thinking, but they don't. And when we take these things personally, then we will take a situation like that and we will see it as they don't love me, they this, they that, when really maybe they were busy. Maybe this was not a good time to talk about this. Maybe they had quite a day. Whatever it is, there's usually something going on in the other person's world that they also maybe didn't communicate to you. And that miscommunication there causes a lot of suffering in your life. So if you have this issue, and maybe it's with a certain person all the time, maybe you have this with your spouse or with a parent, somebody in the family or a friend, and you just feel like they're just not loving you, like you want to be loved and you love them so much, and why can't they do the same for you? If this is the case, look at how you're communicating. So have you actually said, plain as day, no dancing around it, no guessing, no hoping that they can figure it out? Have you actually said exactly what it is that you need from this person? Have you said exactly how it is that you feel? Was it good timing? Were they open and receptive to that conversation? Did you say, hey, I want to talk to you. Can we schedule a time? Can we make a time to talk about this? If this is something that means something to me, when's a good time for you? Because if all those things don't line up, there can be this miscommunication. And sometimes, and you do it too, you'll take things and you get defensive if somebody says, you're not listening to me. I told you this before. How come you can't remember these things? And that feeling, as soon as you kind of attack somebody like that and say these things, they might get super defensive back to you. Like, look at all the things I do for you. This is one thing, whatever it happens to be. When they get really defensive, you aren't communicating properly. Neither are they. So a really good way to communicate is to say, hey, this is how I feel, and to not talk when the other person is talking, to actually listen to what it is that they're saying to you and to try to understand it from their point of view. So a really good way that you can, if you need to have a discussion with somebody and it's a pretty serious discussion, something you want to get out, maybe something you haven't been saying that needs to be said, what it is. If there's something that you need to say and you just haven't said it yet, a really good way to do this is to take 5 minutes a person. So the other person has to agree to this, but it's a really good way to have a fight, have a communication if there's something that you need to be saying, to take 5 minutes. And you can start by giving it to the other person. Sorry. You can say to them, okay, you got 5 minutes. I need you to tell me how it is that you're feeling about whatever is going on. And then once they've said their piece, you can just sit there for the rest of the 5 minutes, if it takes, 3 minutes to get it out, and think about what they said. So that instead of like spitting back at them this nasty response, the super defensive response, you can think, okay, if I was in their situation, yes, I would maybe feel this way or that way. And then when it's your turn to communicate back, you can clearly communicate and say the things you need to say. But here's a tip. Don't say to somebody else, you did this to me, you did that, and make it about them. Say things like, when this happens, I feel this way. I feel. Make it about you, and then it's not like you're attacking that other person, and you'll be able to communicate so much easier. So, if you guys have any questions about this, or if you have any tips for me, how do you communicate with people that works really, really good for you? I would love to hear about it. And everybody take care and have a super great day today.